London may have been the city that pioneered the public drinking fountain, but its popularity has dried up since this one was built in 1859. Only a handful of water fountains exist in the capital today as more people reach for bottled water to quench their thirst. Now, with the growing threat of plastic to the environment, London wants to bring a new generation of water fountain to the British public. Earlier this year, Mayor Sadiq Khan announced a pilot scheme of 20 water stations to be built. It's part of a nearly $1 million project to reduce plastic waste in London over the next 3 years. They're being installed in shopping districts and commuter hubs, and if they prove successful, the project may expand.
The scope for expanding the extent of availability of water for Londoners is huge. We need to make sure that people have access to water and that they're not having to pay for it. But the other benefit that would come would actually be in reducing congestion. If you move water in pipes, then rather than in plastic bottles that have to be transported by lorry, you reduce the number of lorries on the road, you reduce the road danger, and you make your city streets into healthier and better places to be.
Every minute, 1 million plastic drinking bottles are bought around the world. In Britain, more than 7.5 billion single-use water bottles are used every year. London is the biggest consumer and the worst for recycling. The average adult buys 175 plastic water bottles a year. Less than half are recycled. Many of them end up here in Britain's waterways. This small team of volunteers is working with the charity Thames 21. They're part of thousands of people who help clean and monitor the rubbish that flows through the river each year.
Thames 21 says about 10% of the rubbish they collect here is plastic. Half of that are single-use plastic bottles like this one. And just a few months ago, volunteers here in London collected more than 4,000 single-use bottles in just one day.
The charity hopes the new fountains will make a difference.
One of the reasons that people are buying water is because they don't have access to drinking water when they're out and about. The London Drinking Fountain Fund is going to fund 20 new fountains. That's a great start. We certainly want to see more, but we're very hopeful that people will start to use them.
And hopeful that more people will think of the environment and turn on the taps instead of turning to the bottle. Catherine Stancl, Al Jazeera, London.